First and foremost, I just want to go ahead and address the elephant in the room when it comes to this, okay? You're in need of the cops, okay? Somebody's assaulting you, somebody's breaking into your house or something like that. You need some backup. So you place that 911 phone call, and then the dispatcher on the other end of the line tells you, don't worry, everything's going to be fine. Officer Hall is on their way, and they're going to come out, and they're going to help you with everything. And then that little white woman turns up. Are you going to think that you're going to be in a better position before or afterwards? Okay. And especially if you're a guy like me. Okay. I've said this multiple times. So I'll just go ahead ad nauseum once again. I'll lay it out there. 6.5 feet tall, 2 and change. If I need some backup, I'm placing a call to the cops. Okay. I need one of the guys, one of the multiple guys that she's been out here fucking around on. I need one of them to turn up. I don't need this little white bitch who's going to be more of a liability to the situation, okay, than anything possible. Sure, she might be able to pull a gun, but we can get that from a much more competent police officer. And that's what happens when you continue to lower the fucking standards, okay? I've said this time and time again. Police officers, firefighters, any first responders that are out there, okay? If my big ass ends up in a bad situation, I want somebody who can either help me out and drag me out of the building that's currently being set up in flames, or God forbid something, goes fucking funky in between my ears and I become a liability to the community, okay? I want somebody who could arrest me, that is a police officer, that could do so in or out of uniform, okay? But circling back to this situation right here, Officer Hall, she definitely liked a guy in uniform, but she wasn't exactly the biggest fan of being in uniform. Tennessee cops, including married female officer, fired after repeated wild sex romps. What the fuck is going on down there at that precinct, okay? A small Tennessee police station has been rocked by allegations of wild sexual misconduct. Just a bunch of floppy black cocks in Tennessee. She really puts the BBC in Tennessee, okay? Because we've seen at least 4. And if there's 4 police officers that she's out there fucking on, there's more that are back in the roster. But oh my god, this is one of those things, man. There is so much to learn from this situation that well, I was just waiting for a time to talk on this once everything came out, pun not intended. But yes, sexual misconduct after a married female officer allegedly had a steamy romp. Oh, I thought there was only 4. I only seen pictures of 4 of those motherfuckers. Okay, as 6 male officers. All at the same time? Did they take turns? Somebody pulling a train? Like, what are we doing here? Okay. Including illicit on-duty... Oh, so they were fucking on shift. Oh, your tax dollars. If you're in Tennessee, okay? If you're in this small community, you were paying, okay, for Officer Riley Reed to get plowed out by 6 officers. Sorry to hear about that. Officer Meaghan Hall, of course her name's Megan, and her fellow law officers, or in her case, raw officers... allegedly engaged in wild sexcapades, including sending dirty pictures, taking her top off at a Girls Gone Wild hot tub party. Pause. There was a Girls Gone Wild hot tub party. Okay, I'm sure it wasn't a sponsored event or anything like that. But if this is a small town in Tennessee, I don't know how anybody kept this under wraps. I'm just saying. And even having oral sex with 2 officers at the... Oh my lord. So somebody was pulling a train. Oh my god. All of these details, holy fuck. The steamy shenanigans in which Hull allegedly bragged about the size of one partner. BBC gang, we up. Partner's genitalia and claimed to be in an open marriage. Oh, and only led Hull to be canned, but led to the firings of... Oh, what? Nobody likes a snitch. Sergeant Lewis Powell, Officer Juan Lugo, Sergeant Ty McGowan, okay, that one could be interesting, and Detective Seneca Shields. I'll be completely honest, at least a couple of those names could be porn names, just saying, according to a December internal investigation. What did you investigate internally? Just asking. 2 other officers who allegedly had romps with Hall, Patrick Magolico, okay, and Larry Holiday, kept their jobs but wound up suspended according to the reports. Were those the guys that were actually packing? It's like, yeah, we need you guys on the force, okay? Everybody else, if you're under a certain length, you just go the fuck home, and then this, piece of community property, she can go back and have her cuck husband fucking clean up the mess. But we'll get to him very shortly. Oh, that's the... I see one of the quotes that's coming up. This story's fucking hilarious. The extracurricular trysts. If they're taking place on duty, are they really outside the confines of normal working hours? I'm just asking, okay? Took place at hotels, parties, squad cars, in the trunk, on the roof, in the precinct, like everywhere. And parties at other officers' houses and on a boat. Oh my god, if she on a yacht, she got. This is everything. Everything all at once. While Hall was also accused of performing oral sex on Powell and Shields, okay, while on duty at the police station. Normally the only polls are at the firefighter stations, but, this is what happens, man. You lower those standards and you allow these broads to come in. This shit is fucking wild. So I had getting fucked on at the police station and the police gym. Yeah, that's where she seen all those big black cocks and got way too fucking excited. Officials began to look into the swinging personal lives of the amorous officers. No, somebody was out there putting out some fucking pussy and everybody was like, well, fuck, if it's free, I guess, okay. Now imagine that. She was, listen, something caught my eye here for a second. A train of thought. This story is so fucking hilarious, okay. Officers Patrick McGolico, okay, one of the guys, one of the many dudes that this bitch was fucking around with, okay, and he's one of the ones that continued to keep his job. But they're both pictured right there, receiving community service awards. I don't know, I'm sure McGolico there probably got something for, I don't know, probably helping out the community. But Officer Hall probably received it for definitely some community outreach, okay, helping out some underserved communities. Just wondering. But okay, officials began to look into the swinging personal lives of the amorous officers. There's no indication that there's any love involved here. Okay, this was just pure fucking cheeks clapping. When Laverne Mayor Jason Cole received a tip. Oh, hey man, him and Hall have something in common. There's just multiple. That Hall was sleeping with fellow cops and community members and anybody on the street, really. Anybody who would ask politely. I don't even know if you need to do it politely. It's just, hey bitch, get over here. And had a threesome with McGolico and his wife. Okay, that's off hours. That's fine. You know who's not coming up in any of these communications outside of saying that they're in an open relationship? Her husband. But like I said, more on him in a second. And to be fair, we haven't got up to a cleanup crew or anything like that yet. So, when asked about the tip, why would you go to dude right there? That's why he's smiling so large. Okay, he had a threesome. Even though it's with his main chick, like, why are you doing that? What's wrong with you? Admitted to having sex with Hall on numerous occasions. Yo, the report said. Numerous occasions, huh? Interesting. Which one's this? Seneca Shields. I figured. Yo, he's a detective. I'd imagine he probably got some of the biggest compliments. He told investigators that Hall had told him about Powell's big black dick. That's a quote. That is a fucking quote. This story's hilarious. Powell. Who's Powell? Okay, I want to dab up my dude right here. And claimed she had performed a sex act on him when the pair were on the clock. Just take out the L. How the report said. McGolico also said he had seen Hall and Holiday kiss while watching football at a party. Who's Holiday? Okay. And Hall had kissed his own wife, Amy, after learning they had an open marriage, according to the document. Where's her husband? Never be that guy. If you have to ask that question, and this is supposed to be an open marriage, it's not open. At least you can opine on a couple of things, and we'll see here in a minute. Okay, I'll just put a pin in that. We'll come back around to that. Officer said that Hall, saw his wife kiss, whatever, gross. But she continued having a relationship with him. Investigators said, yeah, well, hey man, if you got easy access to it, why the fuck would you throw it away? Is that Officer Powell? You know it. When questioned, wait a minute. Okay, we got a little white woman, and he's a part of the K9 unit. There is something not being said here. At least not yet. Just saying. Okay. When questioned, Powell later denied he had a sexual encounter with Hall, but said everybody knows she has multiple partners. Yo. She got that community award for very good reasons. Yo, she belonged to the streets. Actually, yo, this bitch belongs to the fucking highway. Holy. After being caught lying about being in the gym with Hall, Powell admitted to the tryst during a follow-up interview. Yeah, I fucked her. I'd fuck her again. Powell was then involved in a domestic disturbance with his wife. He didn't have any of his equipment on him, but she still claimed of being hit with blunt force trauma. I don't know how. I don't know how or why. And told investigators to beat the shit out of me, adding most likely lose his children after the spurned woman learned of the affair. Yo, man, but this is the serious part, okay? Like I would assume, at least from the officers that are pictured here, maybe not Detective Shields right there. He just, he was inspecting how many people have been inside that box, but everybody else, at least the ones pictured so far, are married to some extent, okay? Magolico there was in a three-way with his wife and, old Officer Free Use there. It's not a problem at all whatsoever, but if my guy right here is going to go out there and exercise his options, first and foremost, okay, not somebody that you work with. And second of all, and we don't know any specifics about this relationship, but clearly she got upset by this and it's like, whatever, man. It goes to show you guys are only as faithful as their options, but following up on that, okay, this is one woman in a bad relationship. Oh, I'm sorry, open relationship, and sometimes mix up my words, being in the close proximity of a multitude of other relationships and thereby poisoning them as well. This is why you need to surround yourself with like-minded individuals and not take any of these hoes seriously. She got that same expression over and over again. But you ever notice something as well? Like, I don't know if you guys, read into this stuff any more than I do, but whenever I see a story like this, I always find it fucking hilarious, especially whenever it comes to, I'm in an open relationship. Open relationship is just step number 2 along the way to, I'm no longer in said relationship, especially whenever the openness is espoused by the female on that type of relationship. Because, okay, if women actually love you in a relationship, okay, if they're in love with you, if they respect you, every other man is invisible. Okay, if she loves, admires, and respects you, she will give you the best treatment. She won't be looking for other options that are out there, okay? As opposed to what, Sergeant Powell there, he could have loved his wife. I bet you he probably did. But if somebody was out there, just handing out fucking community BJs, who's like, well, yeah, hey man, I got some free time, might as well. It's a totally different situation. Because women don't have sex with men they don't respect. Okay? Unless, of course, they're fiending for something. But if they're in a relationship, yeah, man. The only time that they're going to posit that I need an open relationship in order for this to work is when they do not respect you. And another observation that I've made as well whenever I see these open relationship things. The girls are never more than about a 5. Okay? Like, she's in shape, I guess. Probably from all the fucking. She has no choice otherwise. They always look a little bit off. Okay, maybe it's because she was, choking on certain appendages, so those eyes are going a little bit wonky. But they're never, they're never anything more than maybe a 6. I'm just saying, man. Anybody who's, trying to glamorize this whole polygamous lifestyle, it's kind of like the Showtime interpretation of, lesbians. They always show like 9s and 10s, at fucking around. But when reality comes around, it's a bunch of, bull dykes driving around in an old Ford F-150 with a whole bunch of flannel going on. And one has a black eye because dinner was not up to regular standards. It's a terrible, terrible relationship. Highest domestic violence rates, completely underreported. My small interpretation of that is women don't actually understand real violence, so when they play it out on one another, they truly don't understand the consequences of dealing with a woman, and then it just gets really out of hand because you can't famoose somebody who also knows the game at the same time. It's a very tenuous circumstance and something I'll have to opine on whenever the right story comes around. After initially denying, back to this story, because it's still fucking hilarious. I don't care about any of this. Okay, so Holiday admitted under questioning to having sex with Hall multiple times. Seems to be a running theme. And McGowan revealed that he once went to Hall's house with another female and exposed his genitals. He took his dick out, according to a graphic report. Yeah, but this veteran of Cuck was probably like, Yeah, it's not bad. It's not great. It's not the biggest that I've seen. Okay, after initially denying having sexual relations with Powell and McGolico, Hall later copped to the affairs and also admitted in having sex with Lugo at a motel after they met at a go-kart center. What the fuck? Is this like a middle school date? We're gonna go to go-karts and then you're just gonna suck them off in a motel? The fuck? A charge that Lugo initially denied before caving under a second interrogation. Yes, I had sex with that little white woman and I'd do it again. Under questioning, Shields, said, "No, I did not have sexual relations with that woman. Not once, not ever." Until admitting she had performed oral sex on him. Oh my god. While on duty when pressed, the inquest found. Yeah, you were type, okay? Know all about her type. There's a Detective Holiday. Hispanic fellow. McGolico also noted that he had become concerned about Hall's mental health and heavy drinking. Oh man, no, this is gonna get sad and real, okay? Like I said before, okay, there's a couple of, tells. You get these open relationships, okay? They're never satisfied with their partner, and like I said, we will eventually get over there. There's just so much to opine on this topic, okay? And they're never, all quite there. But these are damaged girls, okay? And it's normally a decent thing, but when it gets to this, where they're just trying to fuck everybody in their inner circle because, okay, she joins the police force, okay? She probably only had to do 15 push-ups instead of the standard 150 and, don't worry about pull-ups or something. You can go pull on something later and we'll just, work out how you can get your shield. That's fine. But she wanted security, okay? She wanted a fraternity to run through. No, just a fraternity of other individuals around her to be a part of something, okay? And then to show her gratitude because, well, she was probably broken by a handsy uncle or definitely a lack of a strong father figure growing up, okay? The best way that she could reciprocate any gratitude of being a part of something is, fucking the world. But here's something that feminism doesn't teach women that are out there. Oh, you can go out there and be sexually liberated. All of those dicks come with a lot of consequence, okay? You have miles of dick run through you, okay? That leaves an imprint. Because just think about it. Just think about it. You're having somebody go inside of you. That's a traumatic situation. Might be traumatically good, it might be traumatically bad, but regardless, you are being entered as an human being. You do it once, that's fine. You do it twice, okay. You do it 3, 4, 5, 15, 20, 35, 50, 100 different times. Start to be talked about in public. It's like, oh yeah, that's you know how we normally have like 3 different holsters, one for our taser, one for our firearm, and the other one for our baton. Yeah, she has 4, and it's for every officer to go rest their piece in. Just give her enough time. That's going to affect your mental health. And then also to cope with the fact that you are community property. Yeah, sedations are going to come into this. This is kind of tragic and just the natural extrapolation, okay? This is the end point of women's sexual liberation. You can go out and you can fuck just like top tier men that are out there, okay? 0 consequences for you. Fucking no. It never works like that. They've been lying to you for a long time about this, okay? But yeah, just to refresh everybody what we're talking about, went on a bit of a side tangent, but it's kind of an important one. McGolico also noted that he had become concerned about Hall's mental health and heavy drinking and driving. Oh, yeah, no, well, she's a woman after all. The officer said Hall had once pulled the trigger on an empty gun pointed, at her temple, so she could hear what it sounded like, and she was suffering from mental illness. Yeah. An oft-mentioned event in the report was a Memorial Day party in a boathouse owned by another member of the department to which several officers had brought their children. And she couldn't stop being well, it's interesting, right? There's been a lot of talk about body count in a bunch of different circles. It's starting to permeate the societal lexicon, if you will. And how guys, to wife up a girl, is generally, you don't want a high body count, okay? To each their own, however many you can stomach, okay? And to be completely honest, nobody's ever going to be 1000% transparent with you. Guys are going to over-exaggerate their body count. Girls are going to under-report their body count. Never offer your number. Don't ask for the number because guess what? It's not a binary thing. If it's past your personal level of taste, somebody that you're messing with, okay, you can put him or her in a certain category. That's totally up to you. All of this is at your own discretion, okay? But because you're never going to get a fair assessment, nobody's actually going to tell you what their body count is, there are different tells that are out there, okay? And because I deal with women, imagine that. There are only certain things that I've observed, okay? Hoes are hoes, not totally exclusively of their body count. Let me explain. What I would define as a hoe, or at least the characteristics of a hoe, are an accrued set of behaviors, okay? Hoes move in a certain way, okay? If they're out there trying to finesse a guy, okay, they're going to move in a certain way. If they've been bedded quite a few times, they're going to have certain tells. If they are genuinely 1000% ride or die girls, they're going to act in a certain way. There are tells about that all different ways, and every girl can act like that according to what they see in the value in the guy in front of them. So you might have a hoe, okay? You might have a girl who has 15 or 20 bodies under her belt, okay? She might look at you and you might be that guy for her, and she might be acting a certain way. But if you don't know those telltale signs about how a hoe moves, you're going to get finessed. You're going to end up thinking that those blue eyes have only been staring up at you before because you're so desperate to get a piece of puss, man. But like I said, these girls, they can maneuver in a certain way, okay, where you're not going to know about their hoe tendencies. But if given enough time, okay, on a long enough time frame, a hoe's going to hoe regardless, okay? And that's what you're seeing right here with the oft-mentioned event in report was a Memorial Day party in a boathouse owned by another member of the department, to which several officers had brought in their children. At one point during the party, an intoxicated Hall was reportedly being force-fed vodka by Magolico in a hot tub. I don't think so, but if it's being corroborated by a bunch of different, officers that were there, okay, if there's enough people down there at the time, okay, at which her top came off. Of course it did. It was a hot tub. And other cops stopped the former officer from drinking and held her up to protect her, according to Durham's account. Okay, now who's Durham? Okay, there's so many different people that are out there, okay. Lugo, Powell, and Shields were also dismissed for violating police procedures, lying during the investigation, along with McGowan, who had been witness choking an HR employee. Well, human resources is fucking annoying, okay? Holiday Magolico and patrol officer Gavin Shorbel were suspended in connection with the probe. What did patrol officer Gavin get, okay? Did he just get yacked off in the parking lot because he's only a fucking patrol officer? Okay, I only give handies to meter maids, okay? Everybody else, you got to work your way up. HR director Andrew Patton, who authored the report and concluded the investigation, sanctioned the 8 officers with various penalties for sexual activity while on duty, sexual harassment, conduct unbecoming of an officer, and lying during the course of an investigation. How can sexual harassment, in the context of all of this stuff coming up, I wonder, okay, because there's a way that, especially this, such a forward bitch we got here, okay, she could be sexually harassing the guys, but do you think that she was cited with any of those offenses? Okay, it's still, at the end of the day, it's going to be a one-way street on this, okay? But like I said, okay, she's married. She said multiple different times she's in an open relationship. But don't worry, guys, okay? Somebody's got to wife up these hoes, and you can't fucking make this shit up. Look at this motherfucker. Wouldn't he be the guy who's in an open relationship? Come on. He's just holding on to his hair a little bit better. Just in that picture, though. Like, I don't even know that guy, and I want to fuck his bitch. It's just, what a soft dude, okay? Those arms are just strong enough to bring in the snack tray. Like, come on, man. Don't make it so easy for everybody. Oh, and she's got a tattoo on the thigh. Bro, red lights aplenty. But shout out for at least being in shape. But, man, you take a look at the body posture just in that picture right there. There's a couple of different pictures. And his name's Jedediah. Bruh. Go down to Amish Dutch country. Okay, go pick yourself up a real bitch. Okay, this is atrocious. This is super fucking haram. I don't think. You take a look at that guy. Okay, he seems tall-ish, but I don't think that she's all that tall to begin with. Okay, so this dude's probably under 6 feet tall. Let's keep it $150. Okay, he's got bitch tits a little bit. Soft arms, the definition of the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. It's not, things are not looking great for him. And he's got the soy beard as well. And those eyes are so soft that if you punch him in the face, he would apologize for bruising your knuckles. It's just, there's some dudes who are just born to be bullied, okay? And those guys end up, growing up and marrying house. The husband of the Tennessee police officer fired for having sex with 6 of her co-workers is standing by his wife. This dude has a humiliation fetish, okay? I'm just calling it right now. The Daily Mail reported on Friday. I don't know how he's doing it. He's more of a man than I am, but he's trying to salvage his marriage. No, dude. Jedediah Hall's boss, Coffee County Sheriff Chad Parton. He's a police officer, bro. He would have been relentlessly roasted, okay? Because if you would have thought that her antics would have been simply confined to that one detachment that she was assigned to, bro, officers talk, okay? It's like, wow, you got Jedediah Hall on your staff. Whew, yeah, because we got Officer Hall over there, and she's on plenty of staffs, if you know what I mean. But yo, this whole conception that he's more of a man, that a real man would stay by his wife when she's out there fucking the community, okay? Community outreach, meaning that she's trying to have both of her heels touch both ends of the county, okay? That's the type of reach that she's talking. A real man would stick by his wife who's fucking around with everybody because they're in an open relationship. He's trying to salvage his marriage. Dude, what kind of fucking marriage do you have right there? She's out there lusting for that BBC and you're a ginger. Bro, you couldn't get any more diametrically opposed. You were never documented in any of those parties. You just dropped her off, kissed her on the top of the head, patted her on the top, and it's like, go get her and slug her. Yo, man, we could get a whole hell of a lot more graphic, but I don't even know if this is going to stay up on YouTube. Who fucking knows, man? I already got to cut another disclaimer for another video I got that'll be butchered the fuck over here, and then the rest of it'll be over on Rumble. I mean, I alluded to it yesterday. But anyways, don't be this guy. Don't be this guy. Never be this guy. Okay. Jedediah's wife, former Officer Meaghan Hall of Vergne, Tennessee. Police department was fired after, she just, fucked everybody. Hanky-panky, huh? No. There was a little bit more than hanky, but no. A little bit more than that. Okay. Oh, there's the slides of all of the officers that she fucked around on. Okay, I guess not. Just the officers with impressive dicks, I guess. Officers, Patrick McGollico and Larry Holiday, who allegedly had romps with Meaghan, stayed on the force. Yeah, but we're suspended. That's funny, okay, because all of that stuff that was at least alleged, but I guess I wasn't on duty, okay. Most of it involved McGollico in some sense, but whatever. Meaghan Hall told her coworkers she was in an open marriage, and everybody's like, how open is it? And she's like, you want me to show you? And then she did the Joker trick from the Dark Knight where he made a pencil disappear. But with her, it was every officer's dick in Laverne County. Parton said, the former park ranger, who's a fucking park ranger? Oh, she got tired of fucking around with oak stumps, and is like, I want the real thing. With a Tennessee Highway Patrol, but pulled out after allegations against his wife. Oh, this dude used to be fucking walking. Oh my god, he took the job as a park ranger because he couldn't believe that he married such a hoe, so he just had to go take professional walks through the forest. Oh no. Had been training for his job with the Highway Patrol to go leave his wife. After the allegations against his wife became public, holy fuck, he has since become a deputy in Coffee County. Yeah, we need somebody to laugh at. We're already going to hire you because you're like a ginger and shit, but yo, you claiming that as your wife? Holy, we need a punching bag around here, so show on up, you fucking bag of milk. I have offered and extended to him any resource that he needs. He has some bandages and some ice bags for his wife who's been plowed out. And he says, and all he says is, Sheriff, I just want to work for the citizens of Coffee County, and I love what I'm doing. Either he needs something where he can take his mind off of this, and I don't know what the divorce laws are. I don't know if there's like no-fault divorce or what the fuck is going on in Tennessee, but unless this is his fetish, which I cannot dispute, why the fuck is he letting this go, okay? Like I alluded to before, whenever these open relationships are happening, okay? Relationship is only successful if the woman is loyal. Man's loyalty is a little bit more tenuous, okay? He will exercise options, just like what? All of the other officers that were in the situation? I'm just saying. One of the things that is constantly talked about, even if, the husband goes and dips from time to time, don't rub my nose in it. Something that, Jedediah there probably demanded, okay? Especially of some of the more well-endowed officers, okay, after they had their fun with his wife. But the moment something becomes embarrassing, that's when a separation point normally happens, okay? Normally the conversation is, okay, from the woman to the man, okay, if you're gonna do whatever the fuck you're gonna do, just don't let me find out, okay? Just don't make it obvious. Don't make me look stupid. Now, and as for the man in the situation, it's like, I would never advocate for an open relationship where both parties can have full access, because it's like, what the fuck are you guys doing? You're basically roommates at this point in time. Like, just fuck off already. But yo, she has made him a laughing stock, because I don't know, outside of the wife up these hoes crowd, it's like, who's thinking that this is the best course of the best course of action for this guy? You look like a bitch. Because honestly, okay, if you guys were really in an open relationship, do we got another picture of this fucking simp? No, we just got this one right here. If this dude was out here pulling a similar amount of puss that she's getting in terms of dick, he wouldn't be putting up with this stuff. No, no, no. She's probably like, yeah, no, it's nice. We got this nice house and all this stuff, but I want an open relationship because there's a lot of big swinging dicks down at the office I want to go check out. This was probably after the marriage, and oh no, that's not his. Oh, left hand. I was trying to snipe a wedding band there, but she's got a little ring on and stuff, also pushing him away in the body, in a body language assessment of that picture right there. He's the one leaning in. She's the one who's just completely upright, okay, pushing him away, staring directly at the camera. He's the one who's leaning in. You know exactly what fucking time that is right there. That's on a shot clock, okay? But he was the one who was stupid enough to get down on one knee. She's the professional on getting down on two knees, if we know anything about her past, and more than likely her future as well, because let's, fucking stop all of this stuff as well. She secured the bag, okay? She got the marriage, and I would imagine it was probably sometime after that where she's like, I'm just not happy. I want to have an open marriage. And he's probably like, okay, you're the hottest thing that I've ever gotten. I won't want to lose you. So he's going to be sticking beside her, okay? And like I said, if he could pull girls at the same rate that she's pulling and yakking off dudes, this shit would be over. But it's not. This is the guy who's behind the 8 ball. This is the guy who's like, no, she's my soulmate, even though she's everybody else's whole mate. It's fine. It's great. It's wonderful. We have a great relationship. Bro, I don't even know when you guys have enough time to spend together. She's out there pulling extra shifts just to satisfy her 8 other men that are out there. Compound that with mental health problems, a fucking alcohol addiction. It's like, bro, you fucked up. There's a few broken lives that are happening right here. And this is a super shitty situation. And this is ultimately what happens when, well, I'll just fucking say it. When you have unchecked female hedonism, this is what you end up getting, okay? So yeah, I wasn't just gonna make fun of these motherfuckers. I was gonna break everything down, okay? That dude's down bad. She just is down in general, okay? And everybody else in the situation is doing exactly what they were going to do regardless. It just so happens that everybody was a cop. But yo, we could do even more of a fair comparison if we had more pictures of old Jed there next to the rest of those officers that were out there, because they look like pretty big burly dudes, okay? He's just the simp, man. Never, ever, ever find yourself in that situation. It almost hurts my heart if there wasn't so many obvious BBC jokes to make, because that's it just overrides everything else. So, with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.